When the world first learned that Josh Duggar had been arrested on child pornography charges, it was widely assumed that a guilty verdict and a lengthy prison sentence were foregone conclusions. After all, the guy was basically caught red-handed. Federal agents investigating a child porn ring traced an IP address straight to Josh's place of business and a computer in his office that he used every day. It really doesn't get much more open and shut than that, right? Naturally, Josh is being defended by the best lawyers money can buy. It seems their primary goal at this point is to muddy the waters and make Josh's case appear much more complicated than it is. And thus far, they're doing a pretty good job. First, they had Josh's trial pushed back from July to November to allow themselves more time to figure out a strategy. Insiders say the attorneys would like to request another postponement, but they have been warned that the judge is not open to such an idea. Then they accused prosecutors of withholding evidence in hopes of catching Josh's team off guard. The DA's office argued that they were doing no such thing and accused the defense of going on a fishing expedition in hopes of further confusing the situation. The defendant's motion represents nothing more than a request to embark on an impermissible fishing expedition for evidence that is either non-existent, immaterial to his defense, or already produced, reads a recent filing from prosecutors. Now the judge has sided with Team Josh and ordered the prosecution to turn over the evidence in question. It's unclear what sort of material the two sides were fighting over here, but it seems that the defense is convinced this mystery evidence is crucial to their ability to help Josh beat the charges. And they might be right, but they're definitely still fighting an uphill battle. We learned this week that it wasn't just one investigation that led the authorities to Josh's computer. In fact, it seems 3 separate agencies were conducting 3 separate probes, and all of them converged on Josh almost simultaneously. It was an Arkansas detective named Amber Calmer who alerted Homeland Security to Josh's shady behavior. But it seems that 2 other investigators were also conducting investigations into the dissemination of child sexual abuse materials at approximately the same time Detective Calmer was performing her own online investigation. The DA's office has informed the judge that in the course of their investigations, all 3 officers downloaded the same child sexual abuse files from the same IP address within minutes of one another, but in the course of pursuing unrelated investigations, and that only Detective Calmer and not the other 2 officers made contact with HSI Special Agent Faulkner to pursue a federal investigation of these downloads. Needless to say, that's very bad news for Josh. It's no wonder his defense team is grasping at straws and attempting to give the impression that Josh is the victim of some sort of witch hunt. But the whole thing reeks of desperation, and it seems more certain than ever that Josh will soon be locked up for a very long time. Sometimes even tremendous amounts of money and influence aren't enough to dodge the consequences of one's actions. That's it for now, thank you for watching, please subscribe to stay tuned.